What's up, guys? Luke here, and welcome back to some more super speed racing action. Kind of fucked the intro up a little bit there, but as basically this is live, so whatever happens stays. So we're going to do a warm up here. This is in USA International Speedway, which actually I found out is actually a real track. So there's so it's to know, because I wasn't actually too sure if this track was actually a real track, and it turns out it definitely is. So let's start up here. And a note to point out here is that this is probably the weakest of the actual tracks that get raced here, which is Charlotte Motor Speedway, which we raced at last week, and we probably will be racing there again next week, I think, because it works in a 2-week base. So it'll be Charlotte Speedway race week 1, and then the second race would be this one. So I think it works like that 2 times around, so it's 2 different tracks. Basically, I don't know how to explain this really. It's quite weird to see. So it's 4 races and it's 2 of each track, and it goes in concession of each other. So that's how it works out like that. And this track is actually probably the hardest track to race at. I've raced that so far in the entire series, and I have actually raced a couple more in different series, not in the actual street stocks. I think these actual cars that are known as. But this track is actually one of these tracks which is kind of more complicated than usual, because normally ovals, especially the 1.5 mile of Charlotte Motor Speedway, is you pretty much go straight on, straight power, and you'll just kind of, you may occasionally lift off the throttle a little bit, but more or less 90% of the entire time you'll be full power, and you'll be just trying to aim at the corners following this line along the racetrack. But this one, as you can see, there's a lot more braking involved, and you kind of have to judge the speed quite well in this track, because you have to hold the speed. And this track, as you may have realised if you did watch my very first video, which wasn't actually this, it was actually probably about a month ago or so on this racetrack, and I kind of spun out just like that guy did there. Good timing, but it's really easy to spin out on this racetrack, so I feel I'm probably one of the slower drivers compared to what I was in Charlotte Motor Speedway, but hopefully I'll be a little bit more consistent. Hopefully I'll actually be able to finish on the lead lap, because that's probably, I've not done that yet on any of these speed races or anything like that. I actually record it. Normally I would finish like 9 out of 10 times on the lead lap, but whenever I seem to record it, bad luck always seems to strike, and I always seem to make quite bad mistakes. But that being said though, I'm actually currently 3rd place. Almost spun out there. I kind of felt the car going there, but quite luckily I actually have a force feedback steering wheel, so I can actually kind of get a very slight premonition that the car wants to spin around, so I can save it. Most of the time I won't be able to, but just occasionally, if I do find out that the car wants to go a little bit early, then I should be able to save it. And again, the frames do kind of jump a little bit here, so if I have to stop the recording at any stage, I'll just kind of explain the results in like an actual black screen or something like that. I'll just have like a picture and just say what happened, how it ended, or something similar to that. Or I'll just replay the video at the end of the game and do like commentary over it or something like that. But I'm not too sure what will happen if it does drop below like 20 frames for an extended period of time, because I won't be able to race at anything below 24 frames per second, because it gets really, really hard to judge how the cars go and how the cars going to handle and so on and so forth. And I do realise that this can happen often in this kind of game, because it loads, not so much it's loading stuff, just more that if someone spins around, the game has to realise that a car's just spun around. So that could be a bit tedious. And actually I'm dropping down to the positions now. I think probably a really fast lap time on this track would probably be about 24.1. I do know someone just about, I mean, I was in a qualifying kind of thing, and someone made it into 23.9, which was the fastest I've ever seen in this racetrack, and I've not heard of anything faster since then, other than the 13-week event, which is basically an event where anyone can drive in this series, because normally this series is only for rookies, and it's also for D grade drivers, those people who are not, basically people who like the 1st or 2nd season have already done quite well at. So there we go. I didn't get involved in any incidents here, so that should be quite good for my points, although I shouldn't be too worried about points, because I should hopefully getting through to the actual next licence next year, or actually not next year, but it'll be next season, which will be season 3 for this. And there we go. There we go. You can see the actual, there's me. I probably shouldn't go in that view, though. That view's probably a bit annoying, so I'll probably get into a better view. I think, not pit lane would be shit. I think TV1's pretty much a good one. So we're going to go to grid, because I didn't qualify, I believe I'll be probably quite far in the back of the grid. So yeah, I'm starting 17th, so I'm going to be starting right at the back, which is going to be extremely hard, so just go test my skills to the absolute limit. And I'm not lying when I say it's going to be quite hard to do so, because there is going to be a lot of incidents happening in front of me, because especially when this one, actually this track has actually been running on this loop for probably about actually no, not 2 or 3 days. It's probably been going since Tuesday, and now it's Saturday of the day of recording. So it's been going for about 4 or 5 days, depending on if people did it on the first day or not. But what this should mean is people should be a bit more skilled in the racetrack. And this is actually my first time I'm actually doing a race since the last time I recorded actually, because I've been too busy playing other games and enjoying them to say the least. But we're going to go back here and we're going to see how well we do, because we've actually got two. I just hit the microphone there, but we're going to have two opening laps where you just got to warm our tyres up and kind of get a good pace of how everyone else will be driving and stuff. And I think you can roughly tell how good other people are depending on how they take their first corner. If they overshoot it by going too quickly, then you can tell that they're probably going to spin out occasionally, which is something we do not want to have, because especially starting all the way this far back, if someone spins out and a couple of other people pile into it, your chances are you're going to end up getting stuck in the middle of it and either having to stop almost completely or get involved in it and have a little crash. Or more than probably the more likely effect would be I get into a huge crash and the car gets wrecked, and then I finish like last place and get shouted at by the actual, not shouted, but I'll probably get the game going, oh yeah, you did a shit race there, you got involved in like 15 incidents, yeah, you've pretty much fucked up your game there, like, thanks for that. And then you get further down your license and then you got to redo season 3. Although I've only actually paid for technically 3 months so far, and I'm not too sure whether to buy it again for another 3 months, because I got the trial time, which was basically I paid about £9.90 something p, which is $15 at the time, and they got me 3 months. But normally it's about $15 per month. So if I do decide to do it for the next time, and I might have to spend literally probably about quite a lot more actually. I won't say the actual exact price because I can't do the mental maths at the moment, but I think it's about an extra $30 for the extra time because I was a new member, so I don't know how it will go, but let's go green as it just says get ready. So we're going to stick to the Arsenal's number 11 card because I like a fly to a horse's arse, and let's see how well this goes. Okay, we don't want to overtake any of these guys yet, because if we do, we can get in huge trouble. So just hold back until the guy goes. We can't prejudge it. Like, there we go. They're off. We can go. I can't overtake until we go for the line, which is one of my 6-4. Okay. Just take it gently. I mean, I'm probably up to about 15th, possibly 14th now. Now these guys are going to be battling quite hard now. I think the guy's from Brazil. I think yeah, it's Brazil. Okay. Hold it. Now it's 40 laps. Okay, my 11 cars going around. Oh, that could have been quite annoying if he would have gone around on that lap number 1, because that would have probably been the quickest crash I've ever been in. That wasn't actually my fault, because I have actually been in a crash before, which was my fault. Probably like the 3rd race I've done on this track. It was probably like the 3rd race in. Oh, okay, someone's gone out there. So let's see how well we can do. Remember, 40 laps. So whoa. Okay, I'm so glad I wasn't going the outside there, because everyone's just getting wrecked here. And for once, I'm getting quite lucky now. But now that I said that, something horribly wrong could just happen any second now. Top 10, really? Cars around. Same car. Number 11 car apparently from earlier, which is nice. As you can see, I actually kind of prejudged how low that car was going to be. I couldn't see the car, but I kind of judged it as it wouldn't be that high. So I actually kept a little bit lower than that number 7 car, which kind of meant that I should have caught a couple of tenths of a second. Quick yard jibber jabber. That's nice, that's nice. Oh, keep down low. I don't know if that car's there or not. Okay. I love people just bashing their controllers on the actual keyboard now, because there's quick shortcuts which I just don't want to use, especially when I'm using the steering wheel. And I don't really think I should grab my keyboard whilst this is happening. There's a lap car going. There's actually quite a few lap cars. I think they're actually in the pits at the moment, so slow down quite a lot here because I don't want to overuse my powers, overuse the controller, use the car, because I know that the tyres are slowly starting to go a bit bad now. As you can see, I'm sitting 24.5 at the last lap, which basically means I'm not pushing the car as fast, because I could probably go to about 24.3 on this kind of tyre usage, but by doing that you're kind of pushing the car a lot of usage, and it could go absolutely awful if I had made a mistake here. I'm not too sure if I should actually bother going for the overtake of that guy. Should it be worth it, or should I just wait and see if he makes a mistake, or if somebody else makes a mistake and he gets involved in it? Because for some reason I looked at my place and it was number 9, so I thought, did I take someone out? I was thinking, I've not hit anyone yet. So my heart kind of like went a bit funny there, thinking, what the fuck? But I'm number 15, so if anyone says like number 15, then you know that's me. But I'm not number 9, thankfully at least. But I obviously do feel quite bad for the guy who did get hit there, because it is quite frustrating if you get hit Especially when you're close to promotion though, because that could be the worst thing, because I don't know if I told you guys, but I was 0.05 points away from getting promoted, and it pretty much came down to the final 2 races, and I both got taken out on both of them, so I kind of got a bit annoyed at that. And ironically, it was actually both on this racetrack, so I've kind of learned that this racetrack is not that forgiving for me, and I should just kind of drive in my means and kind of hope that it goes well, to say the least. I kind of want to hope that I don't overuse the track or don't overuse my car. That being said though, that actually number 18 Paul Cook, whatever his name, number 2 at the end for some reason, he's actually closing up on me quite fast, so this could mean that I could be dropping down to 10th place any time now, because my lap times are 24.6, which again I could probably do in about 24.4 at this stage in the race. I think tyres actually start going down to about lap 10 to about lap 30 tyres are getting, where they're not overly used, but they can get quite frustrated in some sense of the word, and I couldn't flick you out at any time. But I just got to try and keep the car as steady as possible, not try and overuse it. Look at that, 24.7, that's awful. But I'm just going to try and use the car, make sure the car don't spin, because I know if people start making mistakes now. About this time of the race is where people start making mistakes, to start not realising that the tyres are going down. They don't start realising that, not actually going down, but they start losing their grip and they start becoming less responsive compared to what it does now. As you can actually see that I'm kind of not falling too far behind the leaders. I can kind of see them going by as I exit the corner. I can see them going into the corner. I think you can see them in the top bit of the screen there. I think they're starting taking the corner there. Look, I think that's probably about 2nd, 3rd or 4th or something like that. Somewhere along them lines, but yeah. Although that being said, I just set a 24.4, so that could mean that either I'm going to be using these tyres up too quickly, or I'm paying no attention to what the actual speed I'm doing, and again that could end up being my downfall. Although I'm kind of keeping down to the quite low to the actual apron. I think that's what it's called in the Americans. I call it apex, but of course this isn't actually a road as the Americans call it. It's kind of so I think it's called an apron if you're on an oval racetrack. So I'm keeping quite down low to the actual corner bit there, apron I'm going to call it for now on. So that should mean I'm getting more speed out of the corner, and I'm hopefully saving space on the actual, so I'm actually travelling less distance compared to the cars who are going higher up. Although they can probably carry more speed around the corner because they've got a less angle, they have, these are actually facts behind racing by the way, these are actually gospel taken by like professional racing drivers. If speed isn't an issue, like this track, you have to brake and stuff, keeping down as low as you can could be a good bonus. As you can actually the racing line is saying keep down low, don't keep up high. Because if you keep up high, you may be gaining speed on exit or around the corner, you'll be losing it on exit because you're taking less ability to go up the track. You can't move up the track. And we're actually heavily closing in on these guys, and I can actually see the cars in front. They're 3 of them together, so that means if one of them makes a mistake, there could be some easy overtake. And the actual car in front of me, I can't see his name or can't pronounce it because it's quite long. I think Flyman, I think that's his name, Flyman, Fabio. He's getting really defensive. Okay, spin, spin. I was right, there's a spin, there was a spin. Spin, spin, spin. Okay, I don't want to go on the outside. Yeah, okay. That's actually 4th place which is overtook there, so that kind of means that these guys aren't going to be that happy. Number 3 car is probably going to be wanting to attack people, not actually physically attack, but he's going to be wanting to attack as him. He's going to be diving for position because he knows that he wants the race win. Actually, he's not going to get the race win because it was like 4th. Or actually, at that I'm saying I'm getting low frames. Hopefully it'll buff out because maybe it had to load like 5 cars going to be. Okay, that guy could dive. The guy behind me, Mike, he could dive up my inside any time after. Oh, now that I said that, he got a little bit too tight and he got spun around. I'm actually getting really hot in here. I don't know if that's my computer overheating because I actually had to flush my fan out of heat, where you go to a power, you actually put your fan on full and you leave it there for about a minute to flush out all the heat to make sure that the computer doesn't overheat much longer. Now that can actually damage the computer furthermore, but I knew I was going to be recording, so. What? Okay. There's some kind of like in-house argument happening here. Why am I sick? I'm not sick, am I? Because I am sick. Okay, I'm just reading that then. I was like, but okay, so I can't read my own world there. I was too busy reading that, and I looked down and I realised that it said 6th, but number 7 was behind me. I was thinking, but number 7's not behind me, even though it was. Because I looked at the car number 7. Oh, he went up high, he went up high, he went up high. Okay. Now he's gone up high, that means he's going to be much faster on this straight. As you can see, one of the benefits of that is he's going to defend his line, obviously. I'm going to brake a little bit early, hoping that he will go a little bit too much power. Which he isn't, he's not doing what I hoped he was going to do and go all the way up the racetrack around that corner and kind of just completely ruin his line. And meaning he'll probably get at 5 mph slower on exit, so I'd easily overtake him, which does happen in racing. That can often happen, be the case. So, oh, there he goes. He's getting a little bit high. Trying to overtake that guy. Now that's kind of affected both of their speed. Oh, okay, the car's starting to go a little bit loose there. Car's gone a little bit loose. There's on the inside. Yep, I saw it. Okay, I was going on the inside, man. You don't have to force me out like that. Jesus, man. Why are you forcing me like that? That is just bad racing, personally, if you want to force the car up like that. He might have been braking later than me, but you could have clearly see. There you go, I'm going to try and force it on him, man. Okay, I'm fighting really hard with the car here, because I feel that the car wants to go further up the racetrack, and if I tap that back in the number 7 guy, I am probably going to be one of the worst people, hated person at least, in the pack. And I can actually see that there's someone catching me. And the number 3 car, I think I was telling you earlier, the number 3 car is much faster than me, so it may be worthwhile to give him the position. If he wants the position, I'll give it to him, because hopefully he'll be able to forge a race between me and that number 7 guy, so I can actually, I wouldn't get an, whoa, okay. He got really loose up there, so I have to go up high. Now he's on the inside, and he might force me upside again, so there you go, actually, there you go. The number 3 car's going to go for it. That number 3 car's going to go for it. Here you go. There you go, you can have it, you can have it, you can have it. Oh, he gave it back to me, come on, I don't want to give it. I think he wants me to forge a path in that number 7 guy, which I kind of don't want to do, because that number 7 guy is a bit crazy. Again, I gave him a little bit of room, so if he did want to make the move, I wouldn't cut him off completely. I'd let him kind of gauge there. Okay, there's a car down low. I'm trying to look at the car. There you go. Oh. Number 7's lost it, number 7's lost it, number 7's lost it. There you go. He lost it. Okay, so now we can focus on number 5 and see how, well, actually, I've managed to stop the track there. That's what that guy did to me earlier, where you just get a little bit loose and the car goes, so yep, I like that, I like the wall, and I'm going to try and into the wall. We've just gone by halfway, which is nice. Just gone by halfway. Now, if I do go quiet, I do apologise here. It's just because I'm kind of focusing on a lot of stuff here. My brain is kind of working on overdrive here, because I've got a lot of things to realise. There's lots of cars behind me, I've got a car in front of me. There's just a shit ton of things that could be happening here. It's just, my brain is completely... This is why people don't do live comms when they do racing games, because there's just so much to focus on, it's impossible. It really is, and I think I'm doing amazingly well to do this level up. Personally, I'm not a bit like weird here, but I feel like I'm doing really good commentary and quite good racing skills compared to, I'm actually speaking out loud here. 15. Why is he saying 15 for? I have not done nothing to him, because I didn't hit him. Am I talking? Am I talking in game? I don't know. Okay, it's getting really... Okay, well, shit. I got my foot caught in some tangled in some wire there, which could either entail me whipping out my console or something, and then everything going really badly. Yeah, I know what you mean. Ironically, I'm not a newbie, I've been racing here for quite a while. Okay, there's a car down low, where's that car? Looking. Wasn't a car there, I made a bad mistake there. I made an action I probably should have done. Actually, why is my glass chipped? I don't know if I've got chips in there. It is actually hard to drive and read, but it's also hard to drive, read, and do a live commentary. I don't know if any of these guys have actually done this before, but it is quite a hard thing to do, bar none. I don't think there's anything I've actually... Besides probably doing an exam, playing a game, and tons of other shit like that, that could be quite tedious. Oh, number 5 got a bit loose there. He had to probably evade action to get into that wall there. And we've got a couple of laps to go now, which is pretty good. Kind of fighting with the wheel there now, because I know that my lap times are plummeting now. But I also know that the car's ability is also plummeting. Number 5 car's giving it to me. He's giving it to me. He knew I was there. See, I like people like that. I don't know if he's going to come back and hit me, because I've done that many times and said he's noticed me, and then he's made a silly move. But I'm hoping he's not going to do anything. Yeah, he's giving me plenty of him here. He's giving me plenty of him. I don't want to try and take the advantage of him there and cut him off or anything like that. Yeah, here you go. He's got the line back. He's got the line back, I think. Everyone watch out for 7 and 9. Now he can accelerate faster than I can, and that number 16 car, he can see what's happening here, so he's probably going to want to get my position back. Oh, there you go. There you go. Accelerate, accelerate, accelerate. Yes, there we go. There we go. There we go. Whew. My heart is really pounding now, because I know. I was holding my line pretty well there. I can see that by that race, my lap time's absolutely plummeted there. My heart is actually really pounding now because it knows what's happening. My frames are starting to get a little bit unreliable. And I'm okay. He's got to go for the outside. I don't know he's going on the outside. That's a bit of a weird manoeuvre by him there. I don't know about you, but I don't think going around the outside's the best thing you could do. Personally, I wouldn't go around the outside because he is trying. He's trying to go on the outside because he knows my line. I think he's been watching me enough and he's kind of worked out my line. So I'm kind of hoping that he would give me space to do what I need because my lap times are absolutely awful. I think, personally feel anyway. And if he hits me, that would just be abysmal personally. But he could do it. I think he's trying to search for a line now. You could tell for the past like 10-15 laps he was chasing me up the racetrack. You could see that he was after my position, especially when I was going too wide with that other guy. He was my 5 guy. He was right up arses to make sure if he did hit. Personally, I wouldn't go right up their arse, but obviously he was thinking they know what they're doing. Hopefully he did anyway. He was thinking they know what they're doing, so I can just follow in the guy whoever takes them. Whoever overtakes who, I'll follow behind them and see how that goes. But oh, okay, I didn't hit him there. I don't think I hit him. I might have hit him because I'm not too sure, but I'm hoping I didn't hit that guy because he'd get extremely loose. I'm hoping that he just naturally got out of the throttle there. But I'm trying as I can to keep as low as possible, but these tyres are not making it easy. Especially now they've only got 6 laps to go, so he could be getting a little bit desperate here. Although it's 4th place, it isn't nothing major. Okay, I didn't mean to run him up the track there, that was my fault. I really didn't mean to run him up the track there. Okay, he's up high now. He's actually going to try and overtake me on that high. Okay. Oh. We're fighting him, but that could be a bad mistake. This could be. Okay, I might have to give it to him. Yeah, there you go. He's got me. He's got me.
You've got 5 laps to go.
Oh, okay. Thanks for that, frames. Oh, that number 16 car's got a bit loose there, and he slowed down quite a bit on that bit. I caught him up at the end of that corner there. Now, personally, I'm taking my line. It's not an attack line, but people often will see it as me attacking, which kind of gives people the wrong impression, but I don't attack, I just take the line. Because if I took normal lines, I kind of feel that you may go, oh, number 16 is really up high there. Well, no, he's getting a bit loose, Had to slow down there, and again, that just made that Nicholas guy right, he's getting right close up to us now then. Again, I could be dropping down to 6th place by the end of this race if something does happen. Seemingly, as soon as that number 16 car got in front of us, he's just lost all aspect of racing. Because normally, when you're following a guy, you have the ability to learn where they brake, learn where they hit, keep closer into the corner because you've learnt their lines and stuff like that. But when you're leading, which I've done for about 4 or 5 laps out of this group, it's much harder because you have no eye line points of when to brake, how the other car's doing. You're just running your own race, and 9 times out of 10 it would be probably about 10th of a second slower than if you were behind the car, because then you'd be pushing them. And you know, that's kind of how it works in racing. But again, I'm taking my lines to make sure that no one overtakes me here. The thing is, I'm trying to get as much speed as I can, but whilst defending. Okay, there's spin. What's happening here? What's happening here? Okay. I have no idea what the hell happened there. I think there were 2 back markers here and a huge accident there. So there you go, I think this will be the positions. I think that kind of thing kind of gave me some breathing room. I think it kind of gave number 16 some breathing room as well, but I think this probably will be the position we're finishing in. But for the first time, I can say, for the first time ever, hopefully if we do get a Chick-fil-A coming out here, it should be out here. For the first time ever, we actually did finish in a good position in one of these races. I've never been able to say that before. Here we go. Is this actually... he's not going to spin... Oh, okay, he saved it. Thank God he saved it. There we go. Done. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. 5th place, I'll take for any day.
It's over. Great job, you did really well.
I'm really happy with that. I'm not gonna lie. I've got low frames now, but I really couldn't give a shit at the moment. Now that was a good ending, especially when I finished. I started 17th, came all the way up to 5th. Now that is what I like to think to prove that I can actually race in games. And these are actually real people I like to add up here. So you know. This is... wow. I'm sweating. I just... that. Did I get any incidents here? I'll probably tell you next race if I do next race. It's actually my stop. That's my stop. Wow, okay. It's a bit closer than expected. But done. We're done. I can't believe it. I'm going to escape here and see what happens. But there we go. I'm really happy with that one. The computer held out that racing was really close and really exciting. That was probably, I love races like that, especially when I record it and especially when I do really well at it. So I'd like to thank everyone who actually watched this. I was thinking to split this up into 2 parts, but there's no way. It was such a good race. I'm going to split it into 1 part and I'm going to say thank you guys for watching this. I've been Luke. This has been a really good race, and until next time you guys, goodbye and thank you for watching.